Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long now?
I can't step outside naked.
We jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run
I
along
jumped
the river
in.
bank?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day. With Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to do the Humpty and something.
Ah!
Oh, look at you, girl.
I said it's too early.
Sexual tracking app on it. And it found that
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of escalated.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh, my nigga.
They used to listen to FM, but they played the same old
Yeah.
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Old napkins. I'm a bum. That was in my area. Like, I can't even talk bad about you guys
That's
about
not
it.
me.
Usually I like to talk a little trash about who makes the studio dirty, but it's actually me this time. Damn it. Don't you hate that, Scott, when you go to yell at your kids or something? Or maybe get a little saucy with the wife, and then the next thing you know, you realize you did it?
All the time.
No greater feeling, right? Like, no greater feeling. I'm fitting to go the fuck in on some... Oh, wait. Shit. That was me. Damn it. I've even yelled at myself, like, all right, well, I said I was going to go in on somebody. Turns out that somebody's going to be me, though. I'm going to go in on me. I fucked up. Trey is not above Trey's own ass chewings. True story. So it is fried up. It is fried up Friday. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time speaking this morning, but it is fried up Friday. It is, of course, it's the last show of January. I don't really think we ever like kind of throw that out there, but sure, let's do that. It's the last show of January. Yay. So February 1st is actually on Monday. So I think, wait, hold on. Today's what? The 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st. Yeah. 1st is on Monday. I got it. Okay. You know, I that's how I do stuff. I still count on my fingers. I still count up in the clouds. You know what counting in the clouds is, right? That's when a little kid like looks at like up into their brain, trying to figure it out. They're like, they look like they're like possessed. 7, 3, You're like, slap them in the side of the head. Bro, put your eyes right, crooked eye kid. So it's time for Trey and the Freaky Friday 3 headlines. And so let's get into these. My first headline is, I told you that the Democratic Party would do something that would fucking irritate me. And I told you they'd probably do it within the first month of the Biden administration. Well, it only took a week. So there you go. Well, it actually took less than a week, but it's only taken me a week to bring it up. How about that? Okay, fair enough. So obviously, America is struggling. Obviously, America needs relief. Would anybody in this room disagree with that?
No, I agree.
Not one.
Okay, so, but do you think that Americans whose incomes reaches $300,000 a year really needs a $2,000 COVID check? Like,
oh no.
So here's my first problem with the Biden economic plan. Households that make over $300,000 or make up to $300,000 could be entitled to some form of care. Now, listen, from what I understand, guys, first off, the way the Republicans are spinning this is if you make $300,000 a year, you're going to get a $2,000 check or something crazy. That's not actually true. The amount of relief you'll get actually goes down by the amount of money you make. So it's not like there is a flat cutoff for the full amount, and then it goes on from there. However, I am going to argue this point. If you make $300,000 a year, or between you and your spouse, you make $300,000 a year, you guys, between you and your spouse, let's just split it. We know that women don't make what men make because this country's bullshit, but let's just say each of you make $150,000 of the $300,000, right? I feel like a grown adult who makes $150,000 a year should willfully and skillfully be able to put enough money away to survive more than a year of pandemic. We are under siege by a virus, and you should be in siege mode. I spend money on weed and food right now. That's it, bro. I might have to buy dress clothes should I get that job I'm going for today, that day job. But other than that, I'm not wasting money, man. Like, nah, I waste money on dumb stuff. Like, I'll go buy like $20 worth of worms because that'll take me fishing 4 or 5 or 6 times. You know what I mean? But other than that, I haven't even been shooting. I need to sight in my new sights, but I was going to wait for the kids to come. They don't need to be sighted in. I hand tacked them, so I know they're perfect. But it's always good to check. True story. So anyway, back to this $300,000. So the thing is that this has always been my problem with the Republicans. The Democrats do this a lot, but lately they've been able to just tell the truth because Trump was so horrible. They didn't have to hyperbolize what Trump was doing. What he was doing was the hyperbole, okay? But what we're seeing is a hyperbolization of a situation by the Republicans already. If you make $300,000, you're going to get a $2,000 check. Hold on. See, bitch, this is why you can't get nobody to ride with you, GOP, because you hoe-ass bitches can't just tell the truth. The truth is, if you make $300,000, you're not going to get anything. However, if you make $225,000 or $275,000, you might be getting something, and that's not okay either. But we got to get past this lying and hyperbolizing what's really going on, because America already don't trust each other anyway. So the reality is that no, if you make $300,000, you're not going to get a goddamn thing. But if you make $275,000, you might get a $500 check, and that's still not okay. Because the reality is if you are skillful enough to attain a position that makes you $300,000, or you and your wife have somehow attained the capacity to bring in $300,000 together in your home, there's no fucking reason you should need that money. Learn how to save some fucking money. Sell your yacht, bitch. You don't need 6 cars, motherfucker.
Hey, Trey, would you say that maybe this is proving how out of touch with reality they are?
How out of touch?
How much they don't know about the common American? The common American is not making $300,000 a year.
No, and the thing is I think, listen, I'll applaud the Biden administration for this point. They were trying to help all Americans, and if you make $300,000 a year, you paid taxes, which means you may very well be entitled to something because you fucking paid in. Very fact. Very, very factual. So, but I don't agree with this. No, I'm absolutely against this. I think that number needs to come down to households under 150,000. I think that was part of what the Republicans actually had right in their stimulus package, was that no one over 150,000 needed anything. If you can't fucking figure out how to save money and you can't get by for a couple of years making $150,000 a year, then you have severely fucked up.
Something's
you have incredibly done something wrong. You sensationally need to sell 4 of those 6 cars you own. Because I'm not going to ask any man and woman to sell. I'm not going to ask any man and woman to sell their primary car and their backup. Never. Not going to ask you to do that. I'm not going to ask you to move out of your house, but get rid of the fucking boat or the yacht. It's time to fucking sell 4 of the 6 cars. Look, you need to let the fucking second home go. It's time to sell the second house. The rest of America is ending up on the fucking streets. You don't need a $500 kickback, bitch. Start selling shit. Oh, but I worked hard for that. Oh, so Dave down the street who only makes $30,000 a year.
That's why you worked hard for it.
Dave down the fucking street didn't work hard for the little bit he's got? Because you got more, you somehow have come to the fucking nutsack conclusion that you somehow have outworked everyone else because you have more money. When I would say the consequence of that statement is, the reality is that most people that make the most money actually do the least amount of work. Let's keep it real, bruh.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
When I moved up in corporate America, my job got into more meetings and less work. So I spent more time at work, but it was in meetings listening to people flap their fucking pussy lips instead of actually getting anything done. Sounds like the government, huh? Might as well have been in the government. I worked at a place that was like 2 factions did not get along, and I did everything I could to play them against each other. Is that wrong of me, or did I just play the game right? I think I played the game right, just for record. That shows you how shallow I am. But some people might say I'm a dick for that. I'm like, no, I played them against each other like a fucking fiddle, and I thought it was funny the whole time. And when it backfired on me, I got pissed as fuck. Ask Cammy. And when I got it to go back on them again, back to laughing. It's the game. It's the game.
Stupid.
Second headline. Ready for this one? Speaking of rich, overprivileged, wealthy people being little bitches, billionaire Leon Cooperman says GameStop surge will end very badly for the public, and he is claiming that the public is attacking the rich. That's why they went after their hedge fund. Huh. Oh, poor baby.
Maybe not.
Little billionaire bet against a business to fail, and America came to rescue her, and now you lost a bunch of money, and now you mad, little baby? I know how investments work, bitch. I know about speculation, hedge funds, all of it, bro. It's a fucking joke to me, first off. You literally make billions of dollars betting that companies will not succeed.
It's crazy.
You literally make billions of dollars. You get rich on your fat Wall Street fucking account, cash accounts, betting that other Americans will end up in the poorhouse. Bravo. Hold on. Can we get a round of applause for that?
I had never seen...
Slow clap for effect.
I had never seen what happened yesterday on Robinhood. Period. I couldn't believe it.
I had
to go look up my AMC stocks.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that. I've never seen a billionaire complain and a public stocks app like Robinhood shut down a stock. Do you understand what happened there? Robinhood bowed to the big billionaires because because their hedge fund was getting collapsed. Now, according to reports, Robinhood will open up trading on GameStop today, this morning, actually. I probably already started, actually. But this morning when open trading
That's
started.
What they emailed me and said, yep.
But, so you use Robinhood. Okay. So, but, I mean, come on, dude. The name of the app is Robinhood. The literal moniker for robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. Billionaire Hedge Fund, but did you not see the writing on the wall? I mean, their name said it all. They were going to get you. No, seriously, Robinhood is just a trading app, but still, it was a trading app developed and designed for the little guy, and the little guy used it to crush the big guy, and now all the little guy has to do is just sell their stock and get out.
Well, see, the thing is, there's a bunch of little guys, and there's only a few big guys. You know, so when you do the math, the numbers don't work in your favor.
No, Chris, I'm not going to talk about Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, representative from Georgia, because I don't talk about people who shouldn't be in Congress. Moving on. And there are very deplorable Republicans that I will still mention and talk about. McCarthy, but hate him or love him, the guy belongs in Congress. He's truly a politician, a fucking shitty one, but truly a politician. Marjorie Taylor Greene shouldn't be in Congress. And after harassing children, let me just settle this real quick. After harassing,
I love how you just said you're not going to talk about it, and now you are.
After harassing Parkland victims, and after supporting, threatening, and encouraging people to kill members of Congress, her very colleagues of Congress, Marjorie Taylor Greene should be lucky that she's not in jail. They should censure her, silence her, and she should definitely not be on a fucking education committee. She doesn't believe that school shootings happens. How the fuck can you possibly be on an education committee? So anyway, back to what I was talking about, Leon Cooperman, who says that he said he also expressed anger about the anti-elite sentiment, saying on CNBC Thursday that the idea that rich people do not pay their fair share is a bullshit concept that is just a way of attacking the wealthy. No, but you guys donate money to what you decide to avoid taxes. So that money never comes to the general public. It just goes to whoever you want it to go to. So I say the concept that the rich pay their fair share is a bullshit concept, Leon Cooperman. Leon Cooperman, did you pay 15% taxes last year from your income? Because I did, and I didn't make shit, Leon Cooperman. So fuck you, Leon Cooperman. You can go suck a fat fucking dick, Leon Cooperman. You want to know why people don't like rich people, Leon fucking Cooperman? Because rich people whine when they fucking lose, Donald Trump Cooperman. I mean Leon Cooperman. So.
Are you done?
I'm done. Next and the final headline. Liquid nitrogen leaks in Georgia at a poultry plant, killing 6. This is crazy, guys. But yeah, liquid nitrogen leaked in a poultry plant in Northeast Georgia. Liquid nitrogen obviously used to rapid freeze stuff in, well, actually the original creator of Birdseye, Mr. Birdseye's idea of rapid freezing meat makes it last longer. Well, when you don't live in the Arctic, Alaska or Canada, you can't just stick something outside and it'll freeze in 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like literally solid in 3 minutes. That's Alaska, guys. Go there. Check it out. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to be with you. But for the rest of us in warm land and in somewhat warm land, we have to use liquid nitrogen for rapid freezing. So at the poultry plant, that is what they use to rapidly freeze the meats in order to get them, frozen and shipped out to providers and sellers and so forth. You know that frozen chicken at Walmart? Well, there you go. So, with that said, though, liquid nitrogen, when released, is actually very deadly. It will literally freeze on contact.
It'll burn your
skin. It will literally burn your skin. So my imagination, sadly, is that this liquid nitrogen link at the Georgia plant, when nitrogen hits oxygen, it starts to vaporize. And when it starts to vaporize, you're breathing in basically freezing, frozen air that's so cold, even at its cool air temp, that it's burning your lungs. That would be my guess, is that some of these people sadly suffocated. And that is just fucking terrible to think about, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough death.
I don't
That's a primal fear death. The primal fear deaths are dying of fire, dying of suffocation, and or drowning is suffocation, drowning, and dying of fire.
So what I wonder is this, like,
primal.
Was it a leak? Is that what it was? A leak of it?
Yeah. There's still a lot to be discovered and a lot to be uncovered, of course, through investigation. But from what I understand, the tank ruptured and then leaked.
Oh, wow.
Now, why it ruptured? That's going to be the story.
Yeah,
that's going to be the documentary of the Georgia 6. They'll call it something stupid or weird like that. But yeah, that'll be
Georgia 6.
I wonder if
you know how it goes. That's what they do.
Safety precautionaries weren't taken, or what happened?
Well, they can't call it the chicken 6. It sounds wrong.
People weren't checking on it. Like typically safety policies make you check it. Check things like that.
Well,
so.
and again,
yes, somebody wasn't doing their job right. Sure.
Or are you emptying these tanks once every year or 6 months, fully emptying them and going in and inspecting them? Because when I worked at the pickle plant, I used to have to literally climb down in these fucking 500 and 1,000 gallon drums and inspect them for leaks to make sure that. And now listen, we were just making pickle brine, pickle juice, basically. All right, but. When one makes pickle brine, one does not want pickle brine to leak everywhere. It wants it to make it to the next station and not lose money for the company. So, you got to get in there and inspect them. So I'm like, dude, I had to inspect basically a giant metal pickle jar. You should have to inspect the nitrogen tank. I'm just saying. It just makes sense. That summer at the pickle plant taught me this for this very moment. I'm telling you, for this very moment. Everything in life is for a reason. All right. So listen,
tragic.
At the end of the day, that is just tragic as hell. And there's one story that's not a huge story, but I just wanted to bring it up because it was pretty cool. But I saw a story last night about a group of vaccine medics that were transporting vaccines and got stuck on a highway in the snow. They got out of the car and started going car to car and asking if anybody wanted their first round of vaccines.
Yeah, I was actually going to do this story for one of our segments.
Oh, you dick!
But what's funny about it? What's funny about it is...
You gotta tell me in the pre-show. That's right. Don't bring this up, bro.
They went out to a high school, like out in the middle of nowhere, rural area, and on their way back in, they had 6 remaining
doses
vaccines
that were not super cooled, so they were on a time limit.
Right. Yeah, they were going to expire. So instead of letting them expire, they started going down the line of people stuck.
Could you imagine
knocking on their windows?
Hey, no, I would be
asking if they wanted the shot.
I'd be like, let's do it.
And if I already saw what you were doing, I'd probably be making my way to you like, hey, dog, it's cold. Can you hurry up? Let me get my arm back in this coat.
Seems really creepy. And
honestly, when I first saw it, I was just like, this is some shit out the Twilight Zone. But it made every bit of sense in the world we live in today. Absolutely amazing story. Sorry I stole your thunder on that.
Yeah, you got stuck in the snow, but you just saved 6 more people's lives. So
right, and probably made a connection with these people too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, Cammy?
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe one person who was hesitant because of all their social media, Facebook stuff, but wasn't really hesitant.
Yeah.
Maybe they became unhesitant yesterday and was like, you know what? Fuck, dude. It's like God telling me it's right here, dude. Just take
Yep.
it. You know what I mean? Like there are
Right.
people out there that
And
just
seeing
know.
everybody
What I
else
would have
doing it.
said.
There are people out there that just do that. All right, well, let's do this. We got to take a quick break. The Freaky Friday headlines brought to you by.
When things get back to normal, we all are going to need 20 nights out. Make sure one of them nights you stop by Copperhead Road Bar, 3330 North Academy Boulevard in Colorado Springs.
Word, homie. Word to the word scrums. Word scrums. Here we go. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's your girl, Cammie, Renee, and you're listening to Wake and Bake America Show. You know I bring you the best.
We're smoking.
Are you ready to get turned up, lit, and whatever it is, or even boot, scoot, and boogie? Then you need to come down to Copperhead Road every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and hang out with your boy and the Wake and Bake America crew. Ladies night, we got you. Friday night, come on, we got you. Saturday night, don't miss the all-ages party. That's every weekend, a half a block south of North Carefree on Academy. That's right, come hang out with the Wake and Bake America crew. Your boy, Mr. Trey on the ones and twos. We got hip-hop, we got country. Why go anywhere else when it's all at one spot? That's right, Copperhead Road.
That Copperhead Road.
Yo, you gotta check Young Fat, the hottest artist for the mighty CO, self-made Colorado favorite artist, Young Fats, 2 G's and 2 T's, introduces us to a brand new single. You better check Stay Dangerous.
So serious, stay dangerous, stay dangerous, stay dangerous, keep it dangerous.
Available for your purchase right now, iTunes and Amazon Music. Subscribe and follow for the latest tracks from Young Fats.
Y'all play to win.
You'll be catching the vibes and stream free right now on all major platforms. Young Fats, vibing the mountains all the way.
I need more if you ain't frontin'.
And looking for your support, download on iTunes and Amazon Music today. 2 G's and 2 T's with Young Fats. Check it out.
I need more of you like commas.
Look, the recipe for success is pretty practical. You lead a little weight, you sprinkle in a little bit. You grab some coffee, and we get you out the door the right way for show. It's Wake and Bake America weekday mornings. Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Bacon bits and pancakes, bacon bits and pancakes. What? I'm hungry. So...
Already.
Right? I am hungry too, though. So let's do this, guys. It is time for a little bit of those dank pranks. Dank pranks today brought to you by Sick Tees. Look, when you're going to print stuff, it's because your brand recognition matters. So the next time you need anything printed, just visit sicktees.com for the best printing. Remember, that's SIKTEEZ.com. So it's time for dank pranks. And when the prank is so bad, people tell her to divorce you. Oh, boy.
This is dumb. I saw this on TikTok. I saw this video on TikTok.
See, what is with this TikTok stuff?
It's just stupid. So, you know, a lot of times when you go to like the reception of a wedding and it's time for them to cut the cake and feed each other a little bit of the cake. They'll brighten the groom. Sometimes they have fun and they'll like put it, you know, smear a little bit on each other's face or something funny like that.
Smash it in their face.
Well, this couple apparently just loves to be like huge pranksters with each other, which is wonderful, I think. It's cute. And they're trying to say that the husband went too far by like throwing a whole bottom tier cake at her. But what they don't show in the video, of course, on this article is how sweet they were to each other afterwards and how they're always like that with each other. They're just big pranksters.
But hold on, Cammie.
What?
You said the whole bottom tier?
Yeah. Yeah, she said
So
it's not a big deal. They prank on each other all the time. So
just pee. You can grab.
You might want to repeat that because you cut all kinds of out.
This is what he smashed her with.
He smashed her with something.
That is hilarious, though.
His head is all
People are
turning in
stupid.
slow.
They're like, "Oh, you should divorce him because this shows how aggressive he is," and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "Are you serious right now?"
Well, see. Here's the problem with judgmental ass the judgmental ass internet. Here's the problem with old judgmental ass internet is that people put their own feelings on your situation. People put their
assumptions
own regards to your situation. Fuck, I do it too, but I get to do it in the news, so I get a hardcore free pass, and I love it. But the reality is that the general public does that to people. The general, like I always tell everybody, is you're all not talk show hosts, so we all don't want to hear your opinion. I hate to sound like that talk show host dick, but honestly, you're not a talk show host for a reason, and everybody doesn't want to hear your opinion. So let me tell you the truth is, you always put your fucking feelings on somebody else's situation on the internet because you think that everybody needs to live their life by your world. You told people to divorce this poor man. You told this woman to divorce this poor man because you wouldn't want cake shoved into your face that way. Why does she need to divorce her husband? I'm lost.
The bride replies back to all these people's comments and says, "Listen, this is..."
She replied?
Yeah.
Shit.
She said,
brides are
"Listen,
great.
This is us, and it was funny to everyone. I'm sorry that you have
That's all that matters.
I'm sorry that you have a different sense of humor." What else did she say? She said one other
That's what I'm
thing.
talking about. Mind your fucking business is basically what she said in a really nice way.
She said, she pretty much said, "We're happy, and that's all that matters."
Right.
So,
Like, look, I get that people listen. The internet has done one thing to help destroy America. It's made everyone believe that we all want to hear your opinion, and we really don't give a fuck, dude. People don't realize that 95% of my friends I thumb through their comments. If you're not on this show or contributing to this show, there's a good chance I probably don't read your comments unless they are directed towards me directly. Facts, or on my own stuff. But if I see you saying dumb shit on somebody else's stuff, I'm just like, skippity doo dah day, bitches.
Some days I have all the time in the world for it,
Scotty,
but
I've seen you do that. That. You are a skillful son of a bitch, and I love it. I've done it too. I've had that whole day to do nothing but fuck with people on the internet. It's fun.
but this is exactly why I don't post my whole life on the internet. This article, this story right here is exactly why I keep a lot of my personal life to myself.
Yeah, we're smart. On our show, we talk about your life, bitches.
Because I ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Remember that?
I'm living my life. I don't need, people to know everything I'm doing. And second of all, I just don't want to hear your bullcrap.
I'm just taking back that they were like, you need to divorce your husband for a funny prank.
Come on, man.
That's just crazy.
People
Come
were like,
on now.
he didn't even
But
hug
listen.
you afterwards. His arms kept down. They even went that
Okay.
far on the comments.
Well, now that you're all forensics,
frosting
now
all
that
over his
you're all-
arms and hands.
now
He
that
probably
you-
didn't want to get his wife's dress
Yep,
dirty.
I know, because the entire world is a video forensics, physical psychology forensic specialist. I get it.
Right.
I get it. So no, seriously though, but it makes me laugh because now here's the thing is, you guys, Buddha and Buddhism really has taught me to always try to see the positive in a world so full of negative. So I'm going to try to see the positive in this, and here's my positive. Whoever's married to these people commenting, you need to stay woke. Don't do this. I'm just saying.
Right? I mean, apparently
you might
these
end up
people are
divorced.
Know the boundaries.
You know what I'm saying? Know your zone and float in that zone, brah. So let's do this. It's time for a little bit of Mary Jane Friday from the Canophiles. Democratic Senate members list cannabis as top priority for 2021. Well, this can't be bad news, Scotty. Even if it is stupid Democrats, at least they're not giving people $300,000 for nothing. Or people with $300,000 for nothing.
Yeah, this is exactly what every stoner wants to hear, right?
I hope.
So newly installed
Apparently,
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer reiterated on Monday that marijuana reform will be a legislative priority for his chamber. So that's always good to hear. That's in his first public comments, first time actually publicly speaking. So once again, that's just a big thing as, you know, a pot advocate that you like to hear, you know. And, you know, reading through...
you ever dump ashes in your weed jar?
Oh, no. You can't do that.
I realize that now.
You are a hot mess this morning. I just want to say that. You are seriously a hot mess.
But damn, I look good in this 2-piece, though.
That don't matter when you're a hot
No,
mess.
I'm in a 3-piece. I'm sorry. I'm just not wearing my jacket right now.
That's funny. But yeah, this is huge, you guys. I mean, this really needs to happen. You know, you think about like a young man getting arrested with a small amount of marijuana. You know, he has a criminal record for the rest of his life. That holds you back from getting jobs, being able to rent in certain places. Like, they will look at a record and judge you immediately.
And I know people are like, oh, well, you could get a job. Well, yeah, but you can never get a good job. You can never advance. Look, I got friends who caught felonies back in like 83 when they were like 20 years old. That were literally on the phones as agents because I could not promote them because they could not pass my background check.
Well, and
even though their charges were 20 years old, 30 years old.
Right. The part that really hurts is, you know, you may get a good job, but people take advantage of things like this, and they get you for a discount, and you take the job at a discount because you're like,
dude, I'm guilty of doing that. I had a misdemeanor. The job didn't really want you to have a misdemeanor as a manager, so they were like, look, we're going to promote you, but because of your misdemeanor, we feel like that you may be a liability or a risk, so we're basically going to pay you $4,000 less than every other manager a year. Yeah, that's $1,000 a quarter, guys. That's $300 a month. Less money. $150 a check less.
They should be going off of your work ethic, not.
Oh, they were. That's the only reason they even looked at me, according to them.
And they still paid you less, even though you probably did a better job than half.
Did a better
of them.
job. At one point, I ran the entire call center as the project manager.
And they still paid you less. Wow.
At the beginning, yeah. I've actually gotten a job where I lied on the application.
No, they paid me less, bro. My buddy told me how much he made one time, and I was like, bitch, I promoted you. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
lied on an application one time, got the job, and then the background check came back. They called me in. They said, hey, why did you lie on your application? And I told them, I said, I was afraid you wouldn't hire me. Would you have hired me? Would you have hired me? And they said no. And I was like, now I've proved what I can do for you and how I'm going to work from here on out.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's how it is. So it's going to be huge when, this bill for descheduling gets through the ranks. And
well, there's a lot of people right now that, like you said, they can't even apply for fucking student aid because they got a federal drug charge, so they're not eligible for like student aid to go to college. You know what I mean? And the only thing preventing them from going to college is that, and it's a petty ass weed charge in rural Georgia on their way to a fucking goddamn Outkast concert in Atlanta. Like, I actually heard that as a story. That's why I brought that up, just for the record.
That's
and then other things, you know.
That's what I'll never understand is, okay, so you want a felon to get out of prison and build a better life, but then you don't want to give them
put every roadblock in the way for them to re-offend.
You don't give them the opportunities to actually do that. Like,
that's why when I see a felon come out of prison and do good in life, it's such a good sight to see, because you know that person had to work harder than any other person in his shoes.
Like 3 times more than someone that, you know.
And before I even say this, I want to be clear that I have never felt and still don't feel like I'm somebody you should literally look up to. Period. End of story. Full stop. But I was told, and I've been told by several of my friends, that they admire the fact that I did what I was told. I worked the system, took the state to court and won to keep my weed rights, and then walked out the courtroom after a felony drug charge with a misdemeanor and my gun rights and voting rights and all my rights back.
Yeah. That was a pretty dope day.
Like, people look at me and they're like, you're kind of my hero, man. And I'm like, I am not anyone's hero, bro. But I get why you would say that. But the catch was, the one thing that everybody always forgets, the caveat, if you would, is that I did what they said, though. I didn't fight them. I fought him on the weed thing because I had I had the right to smoke weed for medication before I'd ever gotten in any trouble for a half a decade before I'd ever gotten any kind of trouble. You know what I mean? And so I was like, look, I'm a drug addict. I need help. I'm going to do your counseling. I'm going to go to all your shit because I want to go to it. I want to be there. I want help. And I think that was the big difference too, though. Like, my counselor had to kick me out of counseling.
It's a huge difference.
My counselor had to kick me out of counseling. She was like, listen, dude, you don't really need to come here anymore. You just come here and shoot the shit about your week and then go on about your day.
Right. Listener on our live feed asks, if you have a criminal record, can you vote here? Because he's from Canada.
So that's a state.
And the thing is, in
states' rights.
Yep, from state to state.
It's a states' rights issue. So a long time ago, our Canadian friend Otto, the founding fathers and people after them and so forth through amendments and such, decided that that if you catch a felony, that you can't vote. Well, then through the Voting Rights Act and all that, it all boiled down to states' rights. Believe it or not, whether you're some things you should be thankful to the South for. The South pressed states' rights on voting rights to be able to suppress the black vote. Straight up. That's the history. That's the truth. The South fought like hell to prevent a federal voting system because they wanted to essentially suppress the black vote in their area. Well, thank you, Southern racist brethren. Because of you, actually, literally because of you, Colorado mandates that as long as you are not physically incarcerated on the date of the election, you have the right to vote here. So where I live, you can vote. But then you go to places like, I don't know, Florida, Louisiana, places like that, and you have to be you have to be commuted and or pardoned, or you have to go through like court, to which, by the way, this court denies the voting rights of people like 99% of the time. They only give like one person out of every 100 their rights back. Everybody else gets fucked. So like that's in Florida, like true story. So what I tell people is that it's a state by state thing, Otto. So again, sometimes states' rights can be a bitch if you live in a state that sucks dick for a living.
Well, and that's why
but sometimes it's your savior, like where I live.
And you know, in our time, like, it's best if you are looking to move to another state, make sure you check out every single state law that is in that state, so that you are going to a place that, you know, you're going to feel is right for you.
Which is why people always ask me, why don't you live in places like Tennessee, Michigan? Why don't you want to go back to Florida? Because they'll try to say there that because I was convicted of a felony that dropped to a misdemeanor, they'll try to say I can't vote. I already see this happening. You know what I mean? They'll try to say I can't have a gun, which is bullshit. No, as a matter of fact, I can lawfully carry a gun. I'll probably never be able to qualify for a concealed weapons permit, though.
Our Canadian brothers said that they actually bring the polls into the jail in Canada so that you can vote while you're in jail.
I'm telling you, I'm moving to Canada. I'm moving to Canada.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like that. Maybe you're going to find out how Republican I used to be back in the 90s, because I don't like that at all. No, I think that if you have listen, this is where it gets touchy though, okay? Some people are getting incarcerated or locked up for petty ass shit, and we have too many crimes that are crimes in the United States that shouldn't be crimes.
Right.
Or at worst, they should be, like, literally half of the felonies in the U.S. should be petty or maybe high misdemeanor, but not felony.
Yeah, like non-violent.
Definitely not high crimes.
I mean, someone
like
in jail
possession of any drug and you're the
pay...
user is not a high crime. I'm sorry. Fuck you. That's not a high crime.
Somebody in jail because they couldn't pay something
is not a high crime.
Because people get thrown... That's ridiculous.
But
because you're broke, you're in jail.
I live in a state also where they can't incarcerate you over child support or debt. You cannot be jailed for debt in my state. So because of that,
I have.
For what? Child support?
Child support.
They got you out of it on a warrant from another state, didn't they?
No. Oh no, Colorado.
I don't know what you did.
Colorado charged me.
Oh, but you know what though? But
I didn't pay child support.
But I don't know why you.
I had money and didn't pay it.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't have the money part. That's the part where I didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, that's the part that you were good on.
Yeah. You can't just not do it if you can afford to do it. Like one time, I said my child support was $800 a month, bro, and I sent them $50 a month because that's all I had. They couldn't do anything to me. They couldn't even take my driver's license.
Well, the IRS is.
I was being stubborn. Okay.
As long as you pay something.
And so was I. That's why I only sent them $50 a month. Because sometimes you got to be a dick to prove your point. But you know what though? I got lucky. My wife harassed you guys want to hear a funny story? My wife harassed the child support division so much that they closed our case. Like the child support enforcement division refuses to enforce my court order. Now, they sent me a letter that says, look, we're not going to take your license, your fishing license. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We're not doing anything to help her out. But it doesn't mean you don't have to pay her. You still have to pay her. It's still a court order. They're like, we're just not coming after you anymore because she's a bitch. It's basically, in a very nice, candid way, what the letter said, bro. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I literally was like, yo, Cammy, like, check this shit out. Because I was just like, what the fuck? Like, they don't do that. Anyway, let's get to our next story.
One last thing on this before we move on. I just want to let you guys know there's already 2 congressional marijuana bills that have been filed in 2021. One of them is to move cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substance Act, and this will prevent U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs from denying veterans benefits solely because they are using medical marijuana in compliance with their state.
So, do you guys want to hear something?
So that's huge. Hopefully that one gets through.
There's people looking to remove veterans' benefits from anyone involved in the insurrection that was a veteran or a police officer.
Oh, yeah. I've warned people that I knew that are vets that said that they were possibly going down there.
It's like, are you prepared to give up your benefits?
They could possibly be ruining that what they fought in a war for, what they devoted 20 years of their life for. And you don't want to do that. That's just throwing 20 years of your life up in the air.
Yeah.
Or 25 or 30, however long these guys were in the military.
Here's the problem.
And that's sad to see because you deserve those benefits.
Here's the problem. Just on a side note on that, it's going to take a year or two to convict most of these people unless they take a plea deal. So
right.
I don't think honestly, until 15 and 20-year sentences starting getting handing down, I don't think people understand the severity of what took place. Nobody in Congress can be held accountable because they weren't physically there unless they were outside. Nobody in, the president, he can be stopped from
West Virginia.
He can be stopped from holding office, but he can't really do much. But my point is this. I don't think people are going to understand the severity of what they did until people start getting 20-year sentences and 15-year sentences, to be quite frank with you. I truly believe that people are going to think that what they did, we could do that still, until the sentences start coming down. And then people are going to be like, oh shit. I think you're seeing the moderate people who thought they had a set of nuts back the fuck down when they realized people started losing their jobs the next day.
Immediately, yeah. Soon as their employer found out, they were on the chop block.
My favorite one was, I'm going to sue for wrongful termination. You can't.
Good luck.
You can't. Your work can simply say you committed a crime, and we cannot have a person of that stature working for us. We had to let them go. You're not even going to qualify for unemployment. Straight up. Like, you're literally not even going to
Straight up.
Like, unemployment's going to laugh at you. Like, that's how serious what you did is. Like I said, you don't like government, you change it through the vote. You don't like government, you change it through canvassing, getting on the ground, knocking doors, and changing people's minds about ideals, right? But you don't change it you don't change the president getting elected that you don't like by insurrection and avoiding secession because you can't get any state government to back you. Let me tell you, now, you're insane.
What's really crazy,
you're stupid.
The only way that things could have changed or the direction could have been different is by what was going on and what they stopped. They literally stopped the only way that things could have been different or slowed down, or you know what I mean? Like, all for nothing.
Yeah, they did.
Come on now.
Like that's what they don't get is that the Constitution says this has to be done on the 6th. If the world is falling apart on the 6th and we have to do it on the 7th, we'll just do it on the 7th. That's what people don't get about America. Onward, march. That is what we do best. That is what you guys...
Right.
Funny enough, that is what those veterans who became traitors to their country last week or the other week or whatever the fuck, that's what they forgot, is that they forgot Onward March. They forgot, pick up your fucking rucksack and let's get to the next click point and we'll deal with it there. And that means, and that's like metaphor for another vote, another voting session or whatever, right? It's just pathetic and it's sad because you are now a traitor to the United States of America, and they were gonna do it. They would have done it the next day. They would have done it a week later. There would have been nothing at all that stops the certification of the next president, whether you like it or not. That's why I laughed at the crazy Hillary people who were like, we're going to go do a sit-in. They sounded more peaceful, but it was basically the same thing. We're going to go sit-in at the Capitol because we don't believe Donald Trump won. I said, look, I don't fucking like that he won either. But if you don't like it, let's fucking work, bitch. Let's go to work, motherfucker, and let's change it. But we're not going to go start a civil war because we don't like who got elected. And let me tell you something. If you think the Civil War was fought over slavery, you're a fucking idiot. South Carolina seceded the day it was, or just weeks after Lincoln was elected. It had nothing to do with slavery at all. South Carolina was pissed off that who they wanted to be elected, which was a Southern candidate, by the way, lost. So they seceded because they didn't like the fact that Lincoln was president. Do your fucking homework. This isn't even the first time it's happened, bitch. These crazy fucking coots and crazy fucking kooks have been around for 2 fucking centuries, and it's high time we deal with this nationalism problem, because there's nothing wrong with being a American nationalist. There is a problem with being a white nationalist. Straight up. If you don't like it, go to fucking church and get some education, baby. Here we go. So let's talk about this. It is time for my Wake and Bake Weekend Heroes, and it definitely ain't those fucktards we were just talking about. Our Wake and Bake Weekend Hero is brought to you by Young Fats. That's right. Wake and Bake America Show's partnered with underground sensation Young Fats. Check out and download Young Fats on all music platforms. That's YUNGGFATTZ.
I've seen the awards. Congratulations, Fats.
So I think
it was on your story.
So first off, my Wake and Bake Weekend Hero this week is going to be healthcare workers. Healthcare workers.
There are true heroes.
Out there fighting the Rona. Out there dealing with the ish. Out there handling business.
Out there in blizzards.
Out there in blizzards giving people vaccines so they don't go to waste, baby.
Y'all don't I know that you two don't go on TikTok really.
Nope. I don't go on Parler either, Scotty. You can have Parler to yourself, baby. That's all you.
I'll tell you what,
they don't let me go on it either.
Let me tell you, some of the healthcare workers that are actually on TikTok that have gotten sick, they've actually stayed on TikTok and done kind of like a watch what I go through kind of thing as I'm trying to get over COVID.
Like a personal study on them.
Yeah, a personal study on them. They want people to really see, as a healthcare worker, what it's like to have to go through it as well.
Can I ask a side question? Scotty, are you banned from Parler because you're not racist enough? Just honest question.
I'm banned because nobody will let them run their platform anymore because they're racist.
Well, it's running. it is back up and running now. It's like on... did you delete it? You deleted it. You had to make room.
No, I'll have to go check.
Go check. Let me know if it's working for you, because it is back on according to reports.
But I'm just saying, so and it's a different experience for them in a sense, because they're mentally at war because they want to go back to work. They still want to help people, but then they're upset because they are being at risk every day.
Right. At the end of the day, yeah, they got a tough job. We get that. So let's give you something. Let's give you something to look forward to here. So I found a list of discounts that are basically kind of like the discounts they give like the military, or they give I don't know why, but they give federal workers. I still don't understand that.
Senior citizens.
Isn't your better paycheck than everybody else and us taxpayers paying your bill enough benefits? I mean, not to be a dick about it, but why do federal workers always get discounts? Not to be an asshole. Military, I get that. Military, I get that. But the rest of you federal workers, listen, I don't understand why See, if I say something, then I'm going to be a dick for pointing out one simple job. Look, fuck it, I'm going for it. I don't get why the guy at the fucking front door that does the security work checks bags at the door at the courthouse, gets the same fucking benefits as the guy we throw in a fucking hot zone in fucking Afghanistan, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, bringing back discounts.
There's a little difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So bringing back discounts to people who are in the war zone right now fighting an invisible enemy, i.e. Corona. Our healthcare workers are on the front line every day, and they do deserve a little some, right? So check this out. Ready?
Yeah.
Adidas, 30% off for medical professionals, including nurses. Okay, so first off, if you're going to say medical professionals and then you have to put including nurses, it's implying that you don't include nurses as medical professionals. Just FYI.
That pisses me off.
Low blow.
Low blow.
I was going to college
I went right
for
to
that.
it, bro. Right in the nuts. I kicked right in the dick on that one. As soon as I read it, I said, oh, this is too easy. This is like when someone says, oh, she's as good as the boys. What do you mean by that? Nothing. I don't mean nothing, Trey. I'm one of those people, though. I do that all the time to people. I'm like, what do you mean by those people? Calm down, Trey. I was just talking about Cowboys fans. You said you agreed with me. No, anyway.
That's awesome because nurses and medical workers are on their feet all day.
Which brings me to my next point.
Right.
Asics, which is another really good shoe brand for on your feet worker. God damn it.
Asics is my favorite. They're my favorite running shoes. They're the only running shoes I'll use.
40% off, but it has to be full price shoes.
Ooh.
Bose
40% off.
Bose is giving special discounts for orders over $199. Some of these you guys wouldn't know these brands are like not necessarily right here. Like Brooklyn Bedding is in Brooklyn. You know, you're not going to know them. But Brooklyn Bedding is giving 25% off. I mean, if you want to order online, you could do that though. Dooney and Burke, D&B, baby. You know, sexiness.
Wow,
15%
really?
off for nurses and doctors. Get you a little Dooney, baby.
Hey,
a little D&B. But anyway, sorry, I got way into that. Way too into that. Levi's, 25% off at Levi's stores and for Levi's for all licensed medical professionals in the U.S.
Come on, Levi's. You could have done a little bit better than that.
25% off? That's a quarter
Levi's
off.
is a bazillion-dollar company, literally.
But that's a quarter.
People are doing 40% off.
Yeah.
Nike, 20% off. Go ahead, rip them apart. That's not even 25. Go ahead, get them.
That's too
Come
low,
on,
too.
Nike.
Come on, Nike.
Puma,
Just do it. That's not just doing it.
That's not just doing it, Nike. That's kind of doing it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to put you down, but that's disappointing.
Oh, geez, I'm so stupid. Anyway, Samsung, up to 30% off select products. Let me see here. I'm trying to just kind of go into the like bigger brands under here.
Select products.
Right. You can have our Galaxy 3. It's only 10 years old. Under Armour, we're so wrong. Under Armour, 20% off online stores for nurses and doctors and healthcare workers. Hey, Under Armour might be a good thing for you if you're a doctor or worker because it breathes well.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sheath underwear breathes well. No discounts that I know of, but they definitely breathe well. But anyway, LL Bean, 15% off. I don't know how the hell I miss LL Bean. That's a pretty big brand, actually, there, Trey. Way to skip over a good one.
Yeah.
But anyway,
only 15% off, so they'll cover your taxes.
Basically, I mean, a lot of these are just basically covering the taxes. I mean, if you really want to know.
I mean, my dogs are bougie. Their dog bed is LL Bean.
What about the 7,500 that are going to the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's awesome, too.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, that's pretty cool, too. And you know what else is pretty cool? If we take a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Hey, it's your girl, Cammie Renee from Wake and Bake America Show. Stay tuned for the Stump the Stoner where I make these guys look stupid. I mean, it ain't that hard anyways.
Are you a business owner and want to highlight your business? Call 727-318-2956. Let's highlight your business and captivate Southern Colorado's largest group of spenders. They're active consumers looking for your services. To advertise with Wake and Bake America on Blazin' 98.5, that's right, your morning show, call 727-318-2956 or email us at bakeamerica@gmail.com. Advertise with your morning show because it's simple, smart business, and it works. 727-318-2956, and let's start your ad campaign today.
Hey, what's going on? It's the Hungry Hustling American Dream Afro Man. Wake and Bake America. Yeah, you're chilling with Mr. Ashtray.
That's Mr. Trey, not Ashtray.
You're listening to Mr. Trey, and you know why. Yeah. Yeah.
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long now?
I can't step outside
We
naked.
jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run
I
along
jumped
the river
in.
bank?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day. With Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to do the hump and sunset.
Ah!
Oh, look at you, girl.
I said it's too early.
Sexual tracking app on it. And it found that
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of escalated.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh, my nigga.
We used to listen to FM, but they pay the same old
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Every time we come into like, if your man or if your girl only knew, to that beat, I'm like, oh, are we finna catch somebody cheating again? So, this show has caught people cheating, and we've talked about a lot of people cheating, and we'll do it again another time. Right now, we're gonna talk about a woman who's been cheating the glass ceiling. Oh,
girl power.
That's right. Women stunned 2020 with a laundry list of firsts for the ladies. And in 2021, starting off with Kamala Harris as the first female vice president, it ain't stopping here. The women have moved in and are here to work and get paid equal pay.
We've been doing it, but we're just seeing it's getting bigger and bigger now, for sure.
Standard operating procedure.
You go, girls.
Equal pay, girlfriend.
So the Washington football team made NFL history Tuesday when they added Jennifer King to their roster as assistant running backs coach.
Which, by the way, y'all would never know who Jennifer King is. I promise you, none of you would ever know who Jennifer King is.
I will tell you.
But she'll tell you.
She's been a trailblazer on and off the gridiron. She's the first black woman to coach full-time in the league. She follows the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive line coach, Lori Locust, as the second female to coach to hold a full-time coaching position.
Well, that wasn't what I was going to say. I was going to say that I know of course, her from, she's actually, you guys, like I said, it's not going to tell you this in this article, but I know who Jennifer King is. Jennifer King is a badass women's league football player who I seen years and years ago when I was involved in amateur and semi-pro football. That's why I know who she is, because she's like Patrick Mahomes of the women's leagues. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was a straight badass. And so I just wanted to give her due as a fucking player first, because she was a badass player in the women's semi-pro leagues coming up. So just a shout out for that.
Can I just tell you how humble this woman is too? She's a humble badass. She said, Coach called me in and we had a conversation to let me know what was going to happen. So I was really excited about it. But, you know, in the middle of a game week, things are kind of hectic. So I went back to my office and went right back to work.
That's what you do, though.
Yes.
That's what's up.
That's
why she got the job.
You're like, thanks for the promotion, but I got shit to do.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like in the NFL, that's how it really be, too.
That's
like you
some
got
badass B
that's
right
how it is.
there.
You're like, for 5 seconds, you're like, whew. All right, I got to go back to work and get these receivers ready and these running backs going. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no time to waste. We got a game. So that's kind of ironic in a sense. Legendary tennis trailblazer Billie Jean King, best known for whooping a dude's ass, by the way. So anyway, in tennis, she definitely had to give her sent a video to Jennifer King, but pretty cool. Like I said, I've known about her for quite some time. She's quite a talented ball player herself in the women's professional and semi-pro leagues, and just so excited to see her. I got a little bit of goosebumps right now because it's exciting to see somebody from the what I call commonly referred to as the amateur leagues get into the pros like that. That's dope. That's awesome. That's badass.
It says here she was a 7-time All-American quarterback and wide receiver for the Carolina
not a fucking joke,
Phoenix in the Women's Football Alliance. In 2018, she made her NFL debut as a coaching intern for the Carolina Panthers.
Like I said, a Pro Bowl quarterback, bro. Like, she's dope. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, she's fucking dope. Like I said, I've known about her for quite some time. That's why when the story came on, you see me smile so big because I was like, holy shit. Motherfucking Jennifer King is a goddamn NFL coach now. That's fucking cool.
Hey, Cammie.
Yeah, what's up?
I hate to be that guy, but it's still just the team.
It's still just the Washington football team. It's not the Redskins. He's right.
The team.
That's their name. The team.
Like, why does the first one have to be the team?
It's not her fault, Scotty. Racist America called them the Redskins.
What are you guys? What are you? I have no idea what you're talking
It's
about.
a football thing. It's just it's a football thing.
I was
It
reading
really is a
off
football
the
thing.
article, so I have no idea.
No. He's because they're not the Washington Redskins. They're the Washington football team. And he's just making
It could have been any other team,
He's
Cammie,
making
is
jokes
what I'm
because
saying.
they don't have a name, so he's making jokes because they dropped the name Redskins, so they don't have a name right now. They're just called
It's not funny
the
no
football
more.
team, the Washington football team. So, yeah, it's not funny anymore, Scotty. You ruined the joke now. She didn't
Okay, it
get your
wasn't
joke.
funny in the first
I
place.
thought it was funny, but she didn't get your joke. She doesn't think you're funny. Let's do this, though. Let's go. She didn't get your football joke, Scotty. Get over it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, seriously, it's time for Scotty and the dank truth about it. Who's the dank truth brought to them by?
When you want award-winning cannabis food creations, try Sam's Creations. That's Sam's with a Z, Creations with a Z. Find her on Facebook and Instagram or call Sam's Creations at 719-496-0412.
Boop, boop.
What a perfect one for this segment, huh?
The dank truth about it. The dank truth is gummies are the most popular edible, but when you really look at it, it all makes perfect sense. Explain, Scotty Pimpin'.
It really does. I mean, there's so many different things that we're infusing THC into. I mean, Sam's Creations is a perfect tribute to that. I mean, there's so many yummy things that they can infuse THC into.
Sitting at home and you're
potato
eating,
chips, beef jerky.
If you're eating something at home and you're like, man, I wonder if they could make this into an edible, Sam's probably done it.
Probably done it. And they're all yummy, but the favorite is gummies. And when you really look at it, it makes all the sense in the world. They're really easy to dose. You know, they definitely, it's easier for them to create them and have the equal amount of dosage and the percentage to be, you know, correct. You can eat them anytime. You know, it's easy just to pop a few of them.
Whoa, fun fact.
To maintain your...
Fun fact. One of our listeners says, note to oneself, you cannot infuse alcohol in Canada. They ban that shit, which I don't understand because you can do that here in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. I love infused gummies with alcohol.
You guys have the best healthcare, but you ruin fun stuff like infusing alcohol with weed, guns, you know, stuff like that.
Right. Other reasons that gummies are the most popular for edibles, they preserve well over time. They won't melt up and die.
Yeah. And, you know, I was going to say the biggest thing for me on the gummies and why I actually started with a lot of the edible candy gummies and little candy pieces was because of dosing. Like, I knew that there was a pretty fair chance that I was getting approximately X, Y, or Z milligrams of THC or CBD based off of the milligram of the package and the number of gummies in there. You can kind of figure it out pretty quick. So for me personally, was the biggest thing, not just gummies, but really the little candy pieces in general. But gummies seem to be the one that does the trick for dosing because you can do a high long-term blend, which means you literally put it on a low mix, right? And you literally let it mix for like an hour, your mix, right? And you just leave it there for like an hour and let it stir. And what it does is it gets it evenly mixed and distributed and blended very, very evenly. And then you end up with really good dosing. You can't do that with much else.
Right. Yeah, and that's why for companies it's one of the favorites as well, because it is so easy for them to produce. You know, there's some companies that are producing over 3,000 units per day.
Right.
You know, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
of edibles. He said 1,000 milligrams is not a joke. Gee,
no.
You ain't never ran with me, bro.
That's per person. 60,000 individual gummies in a day in 11 hours.
No, I'm talking about one of our listeners said 1,000 milligrams is not a joke, and I'm laughing like, bro, I've eaten like 1,000 milligram like caramel chew and then just went about my business for the rest of the day and kept smoking weed and everything. Like
the average person,
I'm OG though.
The average person it would be a lot, like myself. You who smokes every 2 minutes.
Nah,
don't even lie.
I smoke all the time, and I ain't taking no 1,000 milligram. Why? What is the point? There's no. Listen, people. There is no point in taking 1,000 milligrams.
Exactly. Hey, Scotty.
There's absolutely no point.
Hey, Scotty, you ever been in a rollover accident?
No, but I've been T-boned at 90 miles an hour.
Eat 1,000 milligrams and tell me how you feel, bro. Tell me how you feel. Like Scotty.
He's gonna feel like in the couch and not moving.
Scotty.
I'll feel like I have no responsibilities, and the sad thing is I have a ton of them.
All right, so in the end, though, it makes perfect sense. So it really does, just from a dosing and ability to distribute, cut up, preservation, everything you said that were stuff I didn't even realize that actually makes perfect sense as well. Let's do this. It's time for the Friday Weed News, man, and that's brought to you by my homies over at the Root of All Evil. There's never a bad time. I mean, the Root of All Evil, the Root of All Woodworks. The Root of All Evil is women. The Root of All Woodworks is
no, our white supremacists.
Oh, damn! She went right to that. Damn. Ooh. Hardcore. It's Friday. I'll allow it. There's never a bad time. Every day I make up a reason every day to allow it. I'm like, it's Thursday. We'll allow it. So never a bad time for a great handcrafted idea. That's why you should check out the Root of All Woodworks on Facebook. That's right. The Root of All Woodworks on Facebook. Hit him up. He makes all kinds of cool stuff, from rolling trays to, cup coasters, everything. You just got to hit him up and be like, what do you want him to make? The guy's a skillful woodworker. He knows how to handle that wood.
Watch out.
Couldn't resist saying that one time. So, Fried Up Friday, and he's not here to defend himself. Fried Up Friday Weed News, man. So, Des Moines, Iowa was about to decriminalize cannabis, and then at the last minute, they stopped and paused. And their reasoning is even bigger bullshit than the fact that they stopped.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, because if they didn't pause for the cause, there's no other reason.
Yeah, motherfucker. If you didn't pause to smoke illegally one more time, one
more time.
Like right before the law passed, right? That day we were like, let's smoke a blunt while we watch the numbers come in when they started posting the numbers that election day, me and my partner was like, yo, bro, let's sit here and smoke a blunt while we wait for the numbers to come in. And then when they came in, we were like, whoa! We videotaped it and used it for the opening of a music video. Tight, right? Hey. So anyway, so here's the deal. A task force had recommended to the Des Moines officials and leaders that decriminalization was essentially the way to go in the Des Moines Commonwealth area, right? So City Council unanimously approved a resolution on Monday that would prepare the city to quickly respond to the Congress and Iowa's decriminalization pot. But I'm like, wait a minute. Why didn't you guys just pass the ordinance to decriminalize cannabis in Des Moines? Well, according to them, they're waiting to see what the state does. It's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard. It's literally stupid. It makes no sense.
I don't get it.
So basically, you're waiting for the state to decriminalize, and then if they don't, you'll just decriminalize it. Or will you? I don't know now. I question now, but that's what you're saying, right? So I'm going, okay, hold on a second then. So if the task force already told you to do this. This was the recommendation. You guys agreed with them that you would, that was the right thing to do, was to decriminalize cannabis. Why would you wait to see if the state fails and continue to allow people to go to jail for petty and minor pot offenses? Why wouldn't you just decriminalize it? If the state goes ahead and decriminalize it, then you have a backup ordinance that really just, if the state goes any kind of crazy, you don't worry about it in your town, you're good, right?
I'd say they don't plan on doing it if the state doesn't do it, right?
It doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason it makes sense to me, because why would you want to go back and undo all the people that you threw in jail? You'd have to go back and expunge that off of their record, right? Why would you want to go through all that extra work?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. If you committed the crime before the ordinance goes into effect, you're still a criminal. You could commit that crime the day before the ordinance, and you're still completely criminally liable. Now, I'd just be like, I thought it was after midnight, dog. I'm high. So, federal and state changes are going to be coming to the Iowa area, according to the Des Moines Register, which is where I sort of stumbled across this story. And like I said, it's a really good story in a sense of one should read it. But we can get it up on the, Scotty, throw that up on Wake and Bake Facebook page. For me, it's because it's a really good story. But I will tell you guys that when I read the writing on the wall, it's very hard for me to comprehend or understand you're going to wait to decriminalize it until after it's decriminalized at the state level anyway, which means you wouldn't have any right to decriminalize it anymore anyway. And if the state doesn't do it, we'll decriminalize it. Why don't you just do it now? And if they don't do it, who gives a fuck? And if they do, just remove your ordinance at that time. That would seem to be the more plausible thing to keep less people from going to jail. Because as of this morning, in Des Moines, Iowa, people are still going to jail for weed, guys. That's the point I'm getting at. Men and women of Des Moines, Iowa right now are going to jail because these fucking idiots decided, we're going to wait and see what the state does and keep locking people up. You're fucking dumb, Des Moines, Iowa. You're fucking dumb. Sorry, not all of you. Just your leadership. They're fucking dumb as shit, though. Clearly you can see that, Iowa. Anyway, it irritates the fuck out of me because at the same time as you could have just decriminalized it, did the right thing, stop sending people to jail, make it a ordinance, finable offense, and instead you kept the ordinance that kept sending people to jail in place instead. It's ridiculous. I'm flabbergasted. Can I use that word today?
You just did.
Yeah, I'm just... That's the frustrating part about people is that, and that's what you see when you have the anti-cannabis conservative front tugging against cannabis constantly. And look, I know there's great conservative cannabis supporters out there, but let's be honest, homie, this yo people. This like when some white people are like, man, them racist people ain't that bad. And I'm like, them still yo people, get them in check. I do the same thing to racist black people. I'm like, get them motherfuckers in check, bro. They not helping the cause. Get your people in check, Iowa. They're not helping the cause. The other side is tugging against this, and I think that's why they're doing it this way. And I will tell you that on the ground, right, like Iowa could have a Democratic governor and send a Democratic senator and a Republican senator to Congress if they wanted to. I wouldn't care. On the ground, Iowa is still very conservative. That's the truth. But anyway, so like I said, I don't understand. Get it done. You're sending people to jail still, waiting on a state that's Republican controlled, intends to drag its feet on pot. Stupid. Good job.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Bubba Sparks. If you didn't know prior to this moment, you better know for sure. Anytime I'm rolling through Colorado Springs, I'm checking out Wake and Bake America. How could you not be listening to Wake and Bake? Holding it down with Cammy, Renee, and Mr. Trey. All the way, twice on Sunday. Y'all probably ain't on Sunday, but it's all good. Y'all should be.
Copy written, so don't copy me.
Apothecary Farms is the premier cannabis dispensary on the Front Range. When you think concentrates in Colorado, you think Apothecary Farms. With locations in Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver, it is clear why Apothecary owns the cannabis concentrate game. How do you get your diamonds? Shattered, butter sauces, and come on, ambrosia? Just look up Apothecary Farms on Google or Weedmap. Get the best in concentrates. Don't hesitate to stop at Apothecary Farms.
Hey, Southern Colorado, when it comes to getting your shirts made and printed and also designs on other products you want,
Sick Tees.
Southern Colorado has the premier shirt maker and designer. That's right, it's sicktees.com. Tell them.
Sick Tees.
And where can you find?
Sicktees.com.
At sicktees.com. That's SIKTEEZ.com.
Sicktees.com.
Your mom
Sick Tees
has proudly sponsored Wake and Bake America for 4 seasons.
Good morning, Wake and Bake listeners. This is your guy, Scotty, checking in with you in the morning here, waking and baking with you and getting you started for your day. Have a good one. Everyone loves you, except for Trey.
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
All right, guys, so it's time for the Friday News Freestyle. Here we go. Scotty, you can't hear the beat, so here we go. It hasn't dropped yet. My bad. I was a little ahead on it. I probably should turn it back down for a second so we don't get hit with a... All right, here we go. Yo, it's Friday. Freestyle. Des Moines locking people up like Childs. No... Oh, forget it. I quit.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I really... You know what the problem was? I committed to something in my head that I didn't say it out loud, but in my head I committed to something and I should have done that. I should have just let the freestyle flow. And I committed to using Des Moines in the first 2 bars. I was like, I'm going to bring up Des Moines in the first 2 bars somehow. And that is what killed the freestyle, though.
Okay.
So anyway, let's get to Cammie's happy story, because now that I've made a complete ass of myself, we should do Cammie's story. So it's time for Cammie and the happy news, because Cammie will always get your weekend started showing you that the planet isn't always as bad as it may seem.
Yeah. So I came upon this story, and I thought it was pretty cool, because the most important thing right now is for us to be making changes. Or trying to make our planet a better place.
I see no changes.
Make our country a better place.
Tupac said he didn't see no changes.
So, a former white supremacist store and Klan meeting space is being turned into a community center to promote healing.
Okay, now you have my attention. Okay.
Yeah, so one of the surest ways to keep history from repeating itself is to shine a light in its darkest corners.
Facts.
And that's exactly what this 67-year-old reverend has set out to do in the town of Lawrence, South Carolina.
Where there are definitely scars from the Klan there.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So Reverend David Kennedy, he's also a local historian. Started and established a foundation called the Echo Foundation. Its mission is to transform a symbol of racial inequality into an opportunity for reconciliation and education. The Echo Theater at one time was a whites-only hall, and later a storefront museum and recruitment center for glorifying white supremacy. And he says, to be a black person in America, he says, I have too many stories to share, unfortunately, that people wouldn't believe.
Bro, I'm telling you, I got Kyle and chatted like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago at the lake by 2 kids trying to kick me off a public lake. 2 younger guys, and that was the best part of it too, was when they were walking away talking shit, and I was just like, bye Kyle, bye Chad, and blatantly obvious being a douche canoe to a douche canoe.
So there's more to it.
How do you handle douche? You douche back.
He was actually instrumental in the lengthy legal battle that closed the Redneck shop.
Oh.
His story may seem familiar to you because part of his story was actually chronicled in the 2018 film Burden.
Never seen it.
Me neither, but I'm going to watch it now. So
we make movies still. I don't know. Corona's ruined everything.
So what that movie or film was about is there were two co-owners of the redneck shop when Reverend Kennedy offered a sanctuary at this broken shop that fell apart, and it's just a story of his story pretty much. But anyways, I just think this is so cool. We're taking something that was so absolutely terrible and disheartening in a town, and he's turning it into something that's way better.
Oh boy,
that's on the bright side.
Oh God, they're already the listeners on the live feed are going off. Oh boy,
I'm sure they are.
Right now, the thread says, "How do you circumcise a redneck?" I'm like, oh boy, and somebody was dumb enough to ask how.
Okay, come on.
Punch his sister in the mouth. Oh my God, you guys are
not
horrible.
all rednecks are.
Stop. And first off, half
racist.
My family's rednecks, and only half of them are racist. Okay, the other half of them are actually really fun rednecks. We go shooting and mudding. Y'all are horrible. Right? Y'all are horrible people. See, that's the problem is y'all stereotype everybody. Not everybody whose country is racist. It's just at a higher percentage than the Northerners. Good sir.
But so
it is what it is.
It is what it is, right? I can't even say anything. It is.
What's great about this is so far the Echo project has raised close to $375,000 towards its goal of the restoration and rebuilding of this place, this museum.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we learned two things here: that something awesome came out of that, and our listeners are horrible people.
Oh, hold on. It's also going to hold community classrooms as well, which is awesome.
Cool. So let's shift gears. It's time for Scotty Pimpin'. Do you got a commercial?
Sure.
It's time for the weekend. Don't look now. But one woman had a bad feeling about a date coming up, cancels and dodges a bullet in the process. We have the text thread to prove it.
You're trying to fire me up now. If you've got a comment or want your
the show.
So you tell me not to interrupt you, and you just did it yourself. Anyways, if you've got a comment and want your take read on live on the show, just text the show at 719-299-0428 or send us an email to info@bakeamericashow.com.
baby. All right, so it's time for the weekend. Don't look now. And so one woman's bad feeling about a date. Scotty, I feel like you know how to look. I don't know if a woman's ever gotten a bad feeling about me on a date because they ain't gonna never tell you that. And when they find out there was nothing to worry about in the first place, then they ain't never gonna tell you that, right? They're never gonna be like, "Look, I thought you was a creeper, but I gave you a chance, and then you turned out great." They're never gonna tell you that.
Scotty, I want you to talk about this article, but I literally have one sentence to say about it when you're done.
Oh shit. One sentence from Cammie is like a fucking novel. What did you do to her?
No.
Why did you break her?
It's not a novel. It's a sentence.
Why did you break her?
Let's go straight.
No, I'm saying you never say nothing, so like you saying a sentence is like speaking a novel. Like, what did you do?
Let's go straight to the thread. I'm going to read.
Scotty said it like hold on, Scotty, hold on, wait. You said it just like a real newsman too. You're like, let's go straight to the evidence, Steve.
Look, we're going to read the text messages from Mark. Okay.
Oh shit.
Grow up. I've never been flaked on because she canceled on him. She had a bad feeling, so she canceled on him, right?
Right.
I've never been flaked on. That is not the decent thing to do. You seem so nice and intelligent to just totally flake like that. I would have given you a heads up if I had to cancel. You're probably really young and not good with social skills. Possibly too much screen time.
Just wait.
Oh, God.
Not sure how you do things. Not sure how you do things out in Hickville, but you should definitely learn to respect people's time, sweetie.
Oh, wow.
You'll never marry.
It gets worse.
You need more confidence.
Damn.
You're a joke. Damn. So timid and weak.
Shit.
Hope you grow up, gorgeous.
God damn.
What? You don't even know this young lady.
Oh, there's more? Oh, wow. There's even more. Go back to South Carolina. You're too fragile. I've never been. Oh, wow. Wow, this guy is. I don't even know it.
Big mad.
Whoa.
Big mad. I
You
mean, I
got a
guess if
little
you've never
dick.
been turned down before, then it's probably shocking. It
Are you
probably
ready for
is
my
shocking.
sentence, Scotty?
Small dick game. Go with your sentence, girlfriend. Tell him.
A man's ego is most definitely the fragilest. That's all I got to say.
She said your ego is fragile rock.
I mean, clearly this guy had his ego shattered, because when you look at the text thread, she's not responding to any of this.
Right.
So he's
just
literally
going on
blowing up.
and on. And I mean, he is like at that level where you could probably get a restraining order, possibly because of just for excessive messaging.
Borderline harassment.
Yeah. You know, like if you message
That's
somebody
abuse
like 100
without
times in
even
a row
meeting
and they
him.
don't respond to you, and like they better be like 100 messages over like 5, 10, 20 days.
She
It better
dodged-
not be that many in one day, or you're harassing them.
She dodged a huge bullet. Can you imagine
Huge
if
bullet.
she had actually gone on the date, how he would have been if things didn't go right?
Or worse, what if he was perfect and then he shows this douchebag after she's like moved in or something?
Right, exactly.
Even worse.
And that's probably what would have happened. I
Hey,
mean, she
dog.
definitely dodged a bullet there.
Dodged a bullet. Yeah, you talking like me right now. You've been drinking? You've been on that bourbon? Hey, I got some bourbon for you to try, bro. Single
This
barrel.
man is the epitome of what a narcissist is.
You know, it is really hard for me to not like go straight to like, yo, narcissistic, small dick game, little dick, big ego, like all of it, man. It makes me think all of it. Cause I'm like, I've been mad for being stood up. And I mean, listen, telling somebody off because
so have females,
telling somebody
but-
off because they stood you up like, and this is honestly how you do it. Like, I would have phoned you first off. I would not have fucking text you. And whether you were a coward and dodged my phone call and sent me to your voicemail or not, I would have told you something to this effect on your voicemail. I'd have been like, feeling like you might have dodged me a little bit, and that's a little messed up because I've already paid for our plans.
So that's the thing, is at the beginning of his text, I mean, he's not wrong for saying,
Right,
hey,
but he
you
goes
could have gave me more of a
big extra though.
sooner.
Like, you'll never be married. Go to Carolina, you hick. You know, you're like, whoa.
And
why
that's
do you have
where
to go
it
after
went
her future?
completely wrong. If he would have just
Right,
left
right.
it at those first couple sentences
bro,
saying, hey,
you
next
hateful
time
little
have a little
prick.
bit respect for the next person. Please let them know a little sooner, you know.
Hey,
but
so-
I get that.
Are you guys ready for
but
this?
after that, no,
You guys
out
ready
of
for
control.
this? Here's my guess. He's like 28, potentially some type of like stock investment type of person.
Oh, he
Hold on,
is.
I'm not done. And
Yeah.
guys, I didn't read this. I didn't even look at it.
I'm telling you,
I
he
assigned
is.
it to Scotty for a reason so I could be surprised. I'm telling you, he is like 24 to 28. He is a stockbroker. And lastly, my last Trey Schwami guess is going to be, hold on. He's probably a single child. The way he threw a tantrum.
Ooh, why you gotta throw us single children out like that?
I keep forgetting you were a single child who's decent. Don't worry, bro.
So she did post a
Hey,
video,
don't worry.
right?
You lack a level of ruthlessness that children who grew up with other children of their own blood have. Like the fact that we can,
it's there.
Oh, no. We can ride on our siblings. Like some people have siblings and they're like, I'd never hit my brother. And the rest of us are like, oh, I'll fuck that fool up.
Oh, I beat the hell out of that dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. My sisters are like, oh, we used to smash on my brother until he got bigger than us. And it's true. They used to fuck me up. They'd jump me like two little hooligans. Anyway, this
So
is
she
crazy.
posted a video, right, telling everybody about this, showing the screenshots of
boy.
Oh, yeah, I would totally blast
the video
him after
received
that.
almost 79,000 likes and thousands of comments. People saying pretty much the same thing that we're saying. You know,
My
you dodged
favorite.
a bullet.
No, my favorite is, honey, you didn't dodge a bullet. You dodged an entire tank.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Yep.
Oh, that's my favorite
that's
one.
what I was thinking.
Listen, dude, think about this, though. I hate to say this, but she probably dodged a pretty serious situation. Think of it from this perspective, guys. If this guy acted this way over being stood up on a date when y'all haven't even been together for a while, this constitutes and screams somebody who could be very possessive. And at a later time when maybe you went on this date, you start dating, and then you find out he's fucking nuts, and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, imagine when real emotions are involved.
You try to get out, you're going to be calling like Trey and Scotty to come gun escort you out.
Listen, you're very right about that, because most narcissists, that's exactly what they do. They, at the beginning of a relationship, they make themselves out to be someone that they're not, and then gradually, as the relationship goes, it gets really bad, like what you just heard.
I was going to tell you, sadly, I've had to show up with friends and a cousin at times, and 3 or 4 of us or all of us all packing, because we all grew up in Arizona and Colorado kind of shit, so we all strap all the time, and like got to go get somebody out, a really bad spouse boyfriend type situation, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then one time I had to go pick up a family member because they were the domestic abuser. And I was like, man, why the fuck we got to go move all this motherfucking shit out because she's fucking crazy? That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like when the other one, when somebody else was tripping on my friend, I was like, well, yeah, this motherfucker put hands on her. We got to go move her out. Let's get this woman out this bad situation. That's not cool. But when my aunt put hands on her ex, I was like, why the fuck we got to go lift all her shit up? She hit him. Get a moving company, you crazy motherfucker.
Ain't nobody should be hitting on anybody in a damn relationship.
Keep your goddamn hands to yourself. Listen, I'll tell you a secret. If you really like to hit stuff, get a heavy bag. I used to go to the gym and hit the heavy bag just to get out the house.
Go for a run or a walk. Like, come on. There's so many other options.
I actually would not recommend, when in anger, going and hitting a punching bag, because what you're doing is you're training yourself to let your anger out.
No, Scotty's right though.
Punches.
Like what's funny is I actually meditate now. I haven't done the heavy bag thing in a year because of the gyms being closed, right? But and also even when they were open, I can't do no risk it, no biscuit on a gym. I just can't. And I respect the people that do. That's your business, but I just personally can't do that. I'm not going to put my personal things on you, but I can't do that. So I haven't been in the gym. I've literally set up a home workout. Bro, I hurt so bad. Oh, I'm so sore. But because I hadn't worked out for like 6 months, I was just a bum, and it's like back to it again. I said, I can't let Corona make me fat in 40. I got to be sexy in 40. So I got a goal. I got a goal by my 40th birthday in April. You know what I mean? But anyway, but like you can't. Like I said, I agree with you. I think it would be better to go hit the heavy bag when you've had a great day. You know what I mean? So that
now, I'm not saying don't take aggression out.
No. Don't. You can look at that motherfucker.
That's what that's for,
bro. My business rival at the radio station, he'd probably be pretty upset to hear this, but fuck him. So anyway, my business rival at the radio station, I used to picture his face on the heavy bag every time I went. But I wasn't mad every time I went to the gym. I wasn't upset when I went to the gym. But I will tell you something interesting. If you called me, I used to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because if you called me and it interrupted my music while I was hitting the heavy bag, I'd answer the phone like the Hulk. Like, what do you want? All turned up and shit, ball testosterone everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, all angry and shit. Anyway, it's been a great week, guys. Have a great week as well. Oh, by the way, so I took off yesterday. We didn't have the show because my dentist appointment. I get all the way there and it's canceled. So we basically took off the show for no reason.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I have an appointment at noon on Monday, so there won't be a reason to miss the show on Monday at least. So there's that. But yeah, I was like, son of a... Anyway, but yeah, you guys have a great week and be safe out there. Mask up, all the usual stuff, man. We ain't there, but we're getting there, man. I'm thinking like maybe it's going to be longer.
Take care of yourself.
Even though Joe Biden is more bought into the solution, and this isn't a partisan thing. This is just the truth. Joe Biden is more bought into the solution than the previous administration was. That's just facts. But even with that buy-in to the problem and the solution, I still just don't see it happening as fast as maybe we wished it would. True story.
Right.
But I think you guys will be back in the studio probably no later than the summer, maybe springtime. We'll see what happens. And because if I get a position as an apartment manager, you're basically essential personnel, and departments need to be functioning. You know what I mean? So I have to deal with people every day, no matter what. So I'll be able to qualify for right after the first responders and healthcare worker kind of thing. And so once I get it, and once we get Cammie get it, and we don't care if you're a little icky. I mean, we care.
Silly.
You should stay home and get better. But anyway, now I'm rambling. We out, biatches.
Love ya.
This is how we do.